When Bostonians discuss the Beanpot, words like tradition and emotion dominate the conversation. But when talking of the decade, the tournament means different things to different people. Excitement for some.
Rebound free in the slot. KELFER, turnaround, score! Northeastern is the 1988 Beanpot champion.
Frustration and continued disappointment for others. In many ways, this tournament has held true to form in the 80s. Boston University has won 3 Beanpots in the last 9 years, to go with the 11 they won from 1952 to 1979. To use Beanpot good fortune, Carrier coach Jack Parker offers a simple explanation.
The fact of the matter is that the school has got good hockey players, that the school supports the hockey program to the degree it does, and that the student body turns out to such a frenzy almost at this time of year to support the team. I think have all been big factors. And over the years, we've had teams that have come to play, you know, been prepared to play at this time of year and been prepared to play well.
While BU's success in early February has continued into this decade, the Northeastern Huskies' recent Beanpot victories were a long time in coming. 28 years to be exact, until the Beanpot made its way to Huntington Ave in 1980. The Huskies have won 3 more titles since, with talent and toughness the 2 ingredients that have been added to sweeten Northeastern's Beanpot.
The program's really coming along with the building. We're a real, tough team. We like to take the body, and I think it really suits us. It's the range, it really suits our style of play.
From the 80s on, we just get better and better, and it's because we got better players.
Simple arithmetic tells us with Northeastern and BU 7 of 9 championships in the 80s, Harvard and Boston College have not fared too well recently. Let's take a closer look at the numbers. It has been a decade of frustration for BC and Harvard, with each school copping only 1 Beanpot. For Harvard, the drought has been most difficult, as the Crimson haven't won since 1981. Harvard had not been to a final until this year since their last championship. Although his team hasn't tasted victory in 8 years, Crimson coach Bill Cleary has never importance.
No matter what capacity you're in, it's a great thrill to be a part of it. I mean, you're there, and I'll tell you, you can cut the tin. I think it's one of the great tournaments of its kind in collegiate sport in the country, really. I don't care what sport it is. I think the Beanpot is something special.
1989 will be Harvard's year, at least according to an ex-Crimson manager who recently espoused a theory linking the presidency.
And he said, Coach, we're going to win the Beanpot this year. And I said, oh, tell me why. I said, it's been so long, we need any help we can get. And he said, no, I have facts to substantiate what I'm saying. And I said, well, what is it, Mike? And he's a computer, we're not going to argue. And he said, well, I was just checking the records, and he said, every time the presidency has changed hands, Harvard has won a Beanpot. And I said, holy smokes.
That has held true all the way back to 1969. But Lane MacDONALD, Harvard's captain, has a different explanation.
I think we just played poorly. And other teams maybe have gotten up for a little more than we have or than we should.
Boston University is playing in its 6th consecutive final, and Northeastern has won 4 Beanpots in the 1980s, while Boston College and Harvard continue to. But one word can be used by everyone involved to describe the annual Beanpot Championship. It's big.
This year, Chris Matchett and Peter Marshall and John Cullen, my freshman and sophomore years, being the captain, get to carry around the Beanpot trophy. And I think that's something I've dreamed about since then.
Well, it's real exciting to be able to play, have the bragging rights to the city.
We want to be there this year. In Boston, and the Beanpot is how to do it.
Some people say, if you win the Beanpot, it doesn't matter what you do the rest of the year, and that's big.